Hey everyone, welcome back to Learn English with me, Rose. Alright, picture this. You have to speak English. Maybe it's a meeting, a presentation, or just a casual chat. And then it happens. Your heart starts hammering against your ribs. Your palms get slick with sweat. Your throat seizes up, and when you finally open your mouth, crickets. Your mind is just a wall of static. You know the words. You've practiced them. But they're lost somewhere between your brain and your mouth. And the silence is absolutely deafening. Now, what if I told you this has almost nothing to do with how good you are at English? It's not your vocabulary, your grammar, or even your accent. It's a deep, primal tripwire in your brain, a kind of fight or flight response that's hijacking your ability to think. It's an ancient survival program that's misfiring in our modern world. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on exactly what that trigger is, and more importantly, I'm going to give you a simple but incredible powerful 3-step strategy to switch it off, find your calm, and finally speak English with the clarity and confidence you have always wanted. To get what's happening, we need to go way back, not just a few years, but thousands of years. Our brains are hand-wired with a survival system designed to protect us from real, actual threats like, say, a saber-toothed tiger sizing you up for lunch. When your brain senses danger, it floods your system with hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. This is the famous fight or flight response. This chemical cocktail is meant to make you stronger and faster. Your heart rate and breathing quicken to pump oxygen to your muscles. Your pupils widen to let in more light. Your body is primed for a peak physical escape. But here's the kicker. Your brain can't really tell the difference between a life-threatening tiger and a perceived social threat. For so many of us, speaking English can feel like a high-stake performance. We are terrified of being judged. We worry that one little mistake in grammar or pronunciation will lead to total embarrassment or even ridicule. And that fear of being judged is a powerful social threat. So when you're put on the spot, your ancient brain just screams, danger, and smashes the big red panic button. All those symptoms, the racing heart, the shaky hands, the mind going blank, they aren't signs that you're bad at English. They're the physical evidence of adrenaline roaring through your veins. The blood and resources that should be flowing to the rational language producing parts of your brain are being rerouted to your major muscles so you can flee the situation. That's why your mind goes blank. Your brain is literally prioritizing survival over conversation, making it harder to access the complex function of conjugating verbs. This is a very real thing called foreign language anxiety, and it can hit even the most confident people. On top of that, language is deeply personal. It's tied to our very identity. As one expert put it, learning a new one can feel like a profoundly unsettling experience because it forces us to be vulnerable and challenges our sense of self. So the fear isn't just about language. It's about protecting ourselves from the threat of looking foolish. You're not broken. You're not bad at English. Your body is just doing its job. But in the completely wrong context, the secret is learning how to tell your brain, hey, it's a false alarm. But here's the really good news. You're not at the mercy of this ancient automatic response. You can learn to be the pilot of your mind, not just a passenger. What if I told you that there are 3-step strategies, very simple 3-step strategy to turn down that fear response and take back the control? It all starts with changing how you think about the entire situation. The first and most important step is to completely reframe the situation. right now, you probably see speaking English as a performance. You're on a stage, a spotlight is beaming down on you, and everyone watching is a judge, scoring your every word. This performance mindset is the root cause of your anxiety. Let's flip that. Let's switch the goal from performance to connection. Think about it. The whole point of language isn't to be perfect, it's to connect. It's to share an idea, to ask a question, to understand another human being. The person you're talking to isn't your enemy. They're your communication partner. I promise you, they're way more interested in what you have to say than how perfectly you say it. Most listeners won't even notice the tiny mistakes you are agonizing over because they're focused on your message. So, how do you actually make this shift? First, start practicing positive self-talk. When that inner critic starts whispering, "You're going to mess this up," you have to consciously talk back with, "My goal right now is just to connect, and I'm getting better every day." This isn't just wishful thinking. It's a proven cognitive technique for retraining your brain. Second, give up on perfectionism. Native speakers make mistakes all the time. Language is messy. Every mistake you make isn't a failure, it's data. It's a helpful signpost showing you what you work on next. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. So celebrate the small wins. Did you ask for directions and get them? Did you understand a joke? Acknowledge it. That reinforces a growth mindset and builds a library of positive experiences for your brain. And please, never ever apologize for your English saying sorry for my bad English. Immediately puts you on the back foot. If you feel you have to say something, try this instead. "I'm still learning, so I appreciate your patience." It's a statement of confidence and fact, not an apology for being a learner. Remember, speaking another language at all is a huge achievement you should be proud of. By the way, if this idea of shifting your mindset is clicking for you and you want more strategies to build that rock-solid confidence, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I will put out new videos every other day or every other week to help you on this journey, and I would love to have you in my community. Okay, now let's get back. Mindset is the long game. But what do you do when you're mid-conversation and you feel that wave of panic rising you need a tool for right now? An in-the-moment reset button to calm your nervous system down. And the most powerful tool you have is your own breath. Yep, you heard me right. When you get anxious, your breathing gets shallow and fast, which just pours gasoline on the fire of the fight or flight response. To stop the cycle, you can use deep, controlled breathing to send a clear signal to your brain that you're safe. This activates what's called the parasympathetic nervous system, the body's rest and digest mode, which tells the panic system to stand down. Here's a simple but ridiculously effective technique called box breathing. You can do it anywhere, anytime, and nobody will even know. It goes like this. 1. Breathe in slowly through your nose for a count of 4. 2. Gently hold that breath for a count of 4. 3. Breathe out slowly through your mouth for a count of 4. 4. And hold again for a count of 4. Repeat that cycle 4 or 5 times. This simple act physically slows your racing heart and tells your brain it's safe to think clearly again. Another powerful tool? The strategic pause. When your mind goes blank, don't fear the silence, own it. A pause of a few seconds feels like an eternity to you, but most people won't even notice. Instead of panicking, just take a breath. Smile. This buys you a precious window to collect your thoughts. You can even use smart filler phrases like, "That's a great question," or "Let me think about that for a second." It makes you sound thoughtful, not nervous. Finally, check your body language. When we feel anxious, we tend to shrink. We cross our arms, hunch our shoulders, look away. This closed-off posture actually reinforces the feeling of fear. So do the opposite. Sit or stand tall, relax your shoulders, uncross your arms. Adopting a more confident posture can actually trick you into feeling more confident. It's a feedback loop that you can use to your advantage. The first two steps are about managing your mind and your body in the moment. This third step is about building that deep, unshakable confidence for the long term through consistent, proactive practice. Let's call it the tiny wins method. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build brick by brick. And the best way to build it is with small, repeated, achievable successes. First, set tiny daily speaking goals. I'm not talking about having a flawless hour-long debate. I'm talking tiny. A goal could be, today I'm going to say good morning and have a good one to the barista in English. Or, tonight I will narrate what I'm doing in the kitchen for 5 sentences. These are small, low-stake goals that are easy to crush. Each time you do one, you get a little hit of accomplishment, a tiny win. That's what builds momentum. Second, practice the listen, repeat, rephrase method. Find a short bit of English audio, a podcast clip, a scene from a show. First, just listen. Second, repeat exactly what you heard out loud, mimicking the sounds and rhythm. This tunes your mouth to the language. Third, and this is the magic step, rephrase what you heard in your own words. This is where you go from just copying to actually communicating. Third, you have to gradually increase your exposure. This is basically desensitization. You start small and slowly dial up the challenge. Start by practicing in a mirror or recording yourself. I know it feels awkward, but it's a crucial step. Then move on to a trusted friend or find a language exchange partner. Then try a low-stakes chat with a cashier. The key is to actively seek out these small speaking opportunities instead of avoiding them. Every time you face a slightly scary situation and realize you survived, you're rewriting your brain's fear response. You're proving to it through experience that speaking English is not a tiger. Confidence is a muscle. You don't go to the gym once and expect to be strong. You show up consistently and over time, you see the results. The tiny wins method is your daily workout for speaking confidence. So, the heart-pounding fear you feel when speaking English, it's not a sign of your weakness. It's the ghost of an ancient survival instinct, your fight or flight response, getting its wires crossed in the modern world. But you're not powerless. You can take back control with this 3-step strategy. First, you rewire your entire mindset from performance to connection, making communication the goal, not perfection. Second, you learn to master the panic in the moment with tools like box breathing and the strategic pause. And third, you build a rock-solid foundation of confidence with the tiny wins method, stacking up small, consistent successes day after day. Here's my challenge to you. Don't try to do everything at once. For the next week, I want you to pick just one thing from this video and do it. Maybe it's practicing box breathing for 1 minute a day. Maybe it's setting one tiny speaking goal each morning. Just one thing. Finally, it's time to say goodbye. So drop a comment below and tell me which of these steps resonated with you the most. Thank you so much for listening. Be patient with yourself. Keep at it, and I'll see you in the next video.